WTOL 11 Sports presents Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. The best discoveries come from the unexpected. And by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right. By Frickers, the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. By Absolute Mobile Glass. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it faster. Absolutely. And by Renewal by Andersen. Andersen Window Muscle. Local 419 Hustle. Now, here's Tyler Segerman.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the regular season finale of Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Hard to believe playoffs are just around the corner. Now, most of our conference and league title races have already been decided, but we still had a couple to officially crown tonight. Before we do that, though, let's begin with the showdown with a rivalry Catholic high school league. St. Francis and Central Catholic squaring off for the second time this season. Irish won the first meeting last month as both programs aiming to build momentum with the state tournament on the horizon. Opening quarter winding down, ball gets loose, eventually gets knocked around. Manny Johnson up ahead. He's going to finish above the rim. He led the team with 15 points tonight. Very next possession, more defense turned into offense. Trey Wardrop this time flushing one home for the transition bucket. Back-to-back dunks to end the quarter. So the Knights need an answer. They go to Alan Horton, the future Miami Red Hawk. 25 tonight for him to lead all scorers, but too much Irish on their home court. Caden Carruthers catch and shoot three. Irish roll 63-39 to sweep the season series. Chase Bachman has more from the Sullivan Center.
Well, Tyler, you never quite know what's going to happen in a rivalry game, but the Irish jumped out to a double-digit lead in the first quarter and never looked back. The Irish win this one big, 63-39 the final.
We came out here to do what we wanted to do. We knew it was a rival game, and it's one of my last rival games of my high school career, so we wanted to go out with a bang. Let's start off fast, and just start off strong. We haven't had that strong start in a while, and to have this game at this certain point in the season means a lot.
I thought our guys came out and really competed on defensive end. Made it extremely difficult for them to really initiate offense early. We were able to get out in transition, get some easy ones, and kind of, be a little bit more deliberate or patient on offense to make sure we got great shots after that. And that was definitely a key for us and getting out to that start. They're kind of chasing us now, and we got to play probably a little faster than what they want to. And our guys did a really good job.
The Irish have one more non-conference game at start before getting ready for the state tournament next Friday. But until then, reporting from Central Catholic, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11. Tyler?
Appreciate it, Chase. To the Titan Dome, the CHSL champs back in action. Senior night for the Titans as they took on St. Edwards, and it would be a good start for the home team. Scramble here for the loose ball, ends up in St. John's, and great pass, great finish. Coy Hammock throwing it down with authority, one-handed slam, and then later it's more from Hammock. This time he's going to poke the ball free himself and finish it himself. Great play from him. Then later, it's more from St. John's. This time, Parker Theobald's from deep, going to splash home the triple, and St. John's snatch the win, 68-57. In Perrysburg, what a matchup on hand for the Yellow Jackets, putting their 6-game win streak on the line against Lima Senior, the number 2 team in the state of Ohio. Jackets up early in this one, looking to add to it. Adam Gray with a sweet pass here as he's falling down. Are you kidding me? Andrew Sharpie finishing it off underneath. Perrysburg remains in front. Then later, Ben Paymer trying to find some space, gets around the screen and lets a triple fly. He's good at that. 3-point shot falls through for Paymer, and the Jackets keeping it rolling. Here, another great pass from the Jackets to Sharpie inside, wide open. Lima Senior, though, comes back to win a close one, 64-62. Sticking with the Northern Lakes League, Whitmer catching some fire of late. They welcomed in Finley, and it would be the Trojans coming out hot. Marcus Bishop firing from deep, and he's going to let that one fly and follow through to put Finley up ahead early. Trojans now getting it done defensively. Bronson Drew coming up with the steal. He's out and running. Eventually finds Cam Shekolty, who spots up from the free throw line, nails the short jumper there. Excuse me. Whitmer would keep this one close a little bit. Quidron Shears there with a little floater, but Finley coming out strong. Luke Crates from the corner burying the three, and Finley gets a road victory in overtime, 70-62. NLL Cardinal Division Championship still to be decided. Southview 1 win away from capturing a 3rd straight outright title. They already had the share Ross, though, had other ideas. Talon Brown there driving and landing it off the glass. Southview, though, answering back. Robert Webb III, he too can coast, driving in the lane and kissing it off the window. Little Giants coming back, though. 3-ball here from the corner. That's Marcus Lewis tripling home the shot. And then more from the Little Giants. Loose ball eventually finds Lewis, and he gets it inside, plus the foul. And Fremont Ross with an upset tonight, 53-46. That means Southview and Clay share the Cardinal Division Championship. It's time for our first break in the action, but don't worry, still plenty more to highlight, including a shot at perfection and titles on the line in the NWOAL. Stay tuned, but first, some scores from across the area.
You're watching Big Board Friday!
Thank you to the St. Francis cheerleaders there. Welcome back. There's something to be said about perfection, a sense of immortality and pride that comes with that label. Well, tonight, that stood the marker for Genoa, who aimed to finish off the regular season with an unbeaten 22-0 record. With one last win, they'd be the second Comets team in 7 years to accomplish that incredible feat, and it'd be even sweeter on senior night in their home gym. Well, here they go out of the gates. Logan Routson gonna force the turnover here. Eventually, there you go, there's Logan forcing the ball free, and then eventually at the other end finds Tully Asman, who cleans up there off the glass, put back. Rossford looking to respond. Jackson Greer inside, getting the floater to go there. Nice little jump hook, but this one would be all Genoa. Walter Plants going to work. He finds Asman, who can light it up from distance too. Nothing but net from the 3. And then this is a great way to cap off a great night. Here is Ryan Routson lobbing it up for Plants at the rim. Alley-oop finish, and Genoa completes the feat. 71-33. They cap the season a perfect 22-0. Big night in the NWOAL. Patrick Henry needing a victory on the road to clinch back-to-back league titles for the first time in 20 years. The dynamic duo of Matt Heber and Reed Krager in full effect. Krager matching his jersey number here with this triple in the corner. Second quarter, it's time to work on the mid-range. Junior rising up and cashing in with help of a friendly roll. Now, to the aforementioned Heber, showcasing why he's the program's all-time leading scorer. Nothing but net there. And then moments later, he reaches back into his bag of threes. Heber and Krager, the only two to score a basket in the first half for the Patriots. It didn't matter. They handle business, 56-36, clinching at least a share of the league title. That is because Liberty Center held the same scenario tonight in Wauseon. They too were one win away from claiming a piece of this year's championship. The Tigers led at the break, aiming to keep that advantage. What a play here. Ethan Gray soaring for the rebound, and then quickly finds Isaiah Badenhop wide open underneath. Wow. Indians, though, staying right with them, thanks in part to Riley Riegsecker, the junior, burying the tray. He led Wauseon with 15 points. Fourth quarter we go, just a 1-point game. Badenhop firing across the key to Gray, who with a hand in his face knocks down the triple. Big-time shot there. And then LC's defense standing up. Jack Badenhop, who led the team with 16 offensively, playing both ends with vengeance, swatting that shot away. And Liberty Center, co-champs of the NWOAL, they net the win 46-35. Has now reached the Final Four. Congratulations to Old Fort, Hopewell Loudon, Lakota, and Elmwood for pouring in the votes and advancing to these schools to the next round. Now the question becomes, who will win it all? As we're looking to find out who has the best high school gym in the area. Voting is open right now, and you can select your favorite by going to our website under the sports section. 1 vote per day, with the round ending next Thursday at midnight. Great responses so far, so keep it up. Play of the night we have now reached, and you saw this a moment ago, worth highlighting again. Ryan Routson lobbing it up for Walter Plants on the alley-oop. Fitting, because this was senior night, and these are two seniors who have helped Genoa climb the ladder of success this season. A great ball placement there near the rim as we get another look at this. Just a great play and a great moment to cap what has been a tremendous regular season for Genoa. Again, 22-0 are the Comets. They are getting ready for postseason play, but one more look at this. Boom. Genoa slamming home our play of the night.
Well, coming up next here on Big Board Friday, we are taking a look at SBC action, the Sandusky Bay Conference. Margaretta and Old Fort squaring off here in the Stockaders Arena. We'll bring you those highlights and more, but first, let's take a look at your local scores.
Welcome back to Big Board Friday!
Well, thank you to the Old Fort student sections. Welcome back. And speaking of Old Fort, we just highlighted them as our top contenders for our home court challenge. Well, that marvelous gym, as you just saw, also playing host to a packed regular season finale tonight. So let's head out to the Stockade. The Stockaders hosting the Red Hot Polar Bears from Margaretta, winners of the SBC Lake Division. There they are again. Second half, we picked this one up. Old Fort trying to claw back after being down nearly 20. Brock Hull in trouble, so he finds Grant Havens underneath, contact plus the foul. Margaretta, though, getting right back to work in transition. Judah Keller going to the cut, laying it off glass there for the transition bucket with a Euro step, might I add. And then later on, more ball movement here. Dayton commit Julian Washington going to find Tyson Bailey underneath, another layup there for Margaretta. And then later, Washington it to Bailey. And then Bailey going to find some trouble this time, so he's going to kick it out to Keegan Morris, who knocks down the triple, and that would be all Margaretta needed. They pull away 71-53. Steve Iwanek with more.
Well, I'll tell you what, in a quiet little town of Castalia, Ohio, there's a pretty darn good basketball team in the Margaretta Polar Bears. They won the SBC Lake Division once again this year, led by their star player Julian Washington. And here tonight, here in Old Fort, they get the win 71-53.
I thought we were able to change up game plan and really have a big second quarter that really helped us out. And kudos to Old Fort, man. They brought it tonight. They kept playing. I know they've had a lot of good things happen this year, and they got 6-7 in the middle. So it was, a scenario where we knew we were coming into a really hostile environment.
We have a brotherhood. It's a special bond. We all trust each other. You know, we're hanging out every weekend, and there's no other guys that I'd rather play basketball with. We all trust each other. We know what we can do, so we have a bond.
So now it's time for postseason basketball. Margaretta, they're going to wait the winner of Oak Harbor and Edison Friday night at the Iceberg in a sectional final matchup. Here at Old Fort High School, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
Thank you, Steve. In the city of Tiffin, Calvert seeking a senior night victory as they took on Lakota, who also possessed a 3-game win streak. Picking this one up in the opening quarter, Seneca swinging the ball around the perimeter, and it's the Ritzler, Logan Ritzler, knocking down the tray. He finished with 25 on his senior night. And then later, off an inbounds pass, Calvert going up to the big man, Vincenzo Lyons, lining up from deep and connecting. Raiders, though, coming right back. Grant Sugar here, going to receive the pass in transition, able to stay patient through some defenders and get the bucket to fall. But Calvert would pull out the win tonight, 58-48. And that's going to do it for another edition of Big Board Friday. If you missed any of the highlights or want to rewatch the entire show again, be sure to check out our website or stream us on WTL 11 Plus. It's always a pleasure bringing you our coverage. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. From our entire team, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday for playoff action. Take care, everyone.